Hi everyone. So please can someone say that if I'm audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, thank you. So a great evening everyone. Hope you are doing fine. So ACM IGDTU brings to you ACM Hour of Code week in which we promote computer science amongst our peers, juniors and enthusiasts like you to explore this amazing world of CS, right? Today's Hour of Code, we shall be getting insights on acing the Smart India Hackathon by none other than our own SIH 2020 winners, Team Mind Optimizers. We have with us Akansha Chandna, Komal Kirti, Pooja, Yashi, Pallavi Bishnoi, Lubhani Agarwal, who will be guiding us to achieve the goal of winning the SIH 2021. So, without any further delay, let's get started. Just one administrative issue that towards the end of the session, a feedback form will be circulated. Only the people who will be filling that form will be getting all the resources like the PPT and the recording. So please make sure that you are filling that feedback form, right? So I think that should clear your doubt, Nidhi, right? So without much further delay, I call upon my winners to take upon the stage. Thank you.
So is the screen visible to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
A very good evening to everyone. Hope I'm audible.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, we are team of Mind Optimizers, uh, and we will be guiding you throughout acing Smart India Hackathon today. So first, let us see the roadmap of this presentation. We will be discussing about Smart India Hackathon, why to participate, and how to select the problem statement, which is a major winning factor as well. Then our idea presentation, how to write a good PPT, moving on to the strategy, and then discussing about our journey. And finally, we will be telling you a small introduction about our solution that won the SIH 2020. So, what is a Smart India Hackathon? For newcomers or mainly for the first year students, Smart India Hackathon is a nationwide initiative to provide students with a platform to solve daily life's problem and thus inculcate a culture of innovation and mindset of problem solving. So till now there have been 4 editions of Smart India Hackathon: SIH 2017, 2018, 2019 and 2020. All of them have proved to be extremely successful in promoting innovation, out of the box thinking in young minds. SIH contained varied problem statements from waste management to security, healthcare issues, agriculture and rural development, education, etc. It is organized by HRD, AISTE, Innovation Cell as well as Persistent Systems. It has two kinds of edition, software as well as hardware edition. Now moving on to why one should participate in SIH and benefits of it.
Yeah. So why should one participate in Smart India Hackathon? It is a great opportunity to build real-life solutions for the problems. It really provides a great exposure in the field of computer science, it provides an opportunity to compete with the best minds across the country. The various people from all over India participate in this hackathon, and it's a great competition. So it's a great exposure. Also, the problem statements are provided by the various renowned organizations, various ministries like Ministry of Health, Ministry of Coal, and various other private organizations also. So people get a chance to work on the problem statements provided by them they face in the day-to-day life. So how should one select the problem statement? First, it should be according to tech stack you choose. The tech stack which suits you, like machine learning, Android development, website development. So based on the tech stack, you choose the problem statement. The solution provided by you should be effective and they should solve their problem. Also, the level of difficulty chosen should be wisely chosen. Like there are various problems like they're simple. So if you choose a simple problem statement, there may be chance that there are various submissions in those problem statements. So it would be less chance for someone to get selected. So if one wisely choose the problem statement, it would be a great chance to be get selected for the further round. Also, what best features and innovative ideas one can add to one can use to solve the problem statement should be chosen according to that. The previous analysis on the work already done, the similar problems should be done. Like there's some problem statements on which some previous work has been done, and some additional implementation needs to be done. So previous analysis must be done to ensure that you build the solution most effectively. Idea presentation. So, how should one make the idea presentation? It is a first and the foremost round of evaluation. Without, if it is not in proper, then it would lead to a lesser chance of getting selected to the further round. What idea presentation should contain? It should contain the approach for solving the problem, team details, problem statement details, proposed solution, and tech stack. It should be crisp and precise and should adhere to the format given by the organizations. So moving on to like we discuss how to make a good presentation.
Yes. So, coming to the thing which can either make or break your project, your presentation. With regards to SIH, the mentors judge you on how you present yourselves as well as the project. First and foremost, you need to understand what the problem statement entails and how you can design the presentation in such a manner that judges keep their concentration on the solutions that you have come up with. You need to make it in such a manner that first you have to start very strongly. Keep your strongest features on the first slide so that they feel that they have a great things coming up and they look forward to it. Make it as visually appealing as possible. Use flowcharts, diagrams, screenshots. Avoid writing the details in the presentation. It looks a bit crammed up. Also, make sure that you adhere to the format that is provided by the SIH ministry. Next, that you need to make sure is that you keep the details to the minimum in the slides. Put very little text in the slides, or for that matter, if it is possible, avoid it completely. Some things that we kept in our mind were to make the text as small as possible for the titles, not use long sentences in the presentation. Also, we have observed that people use or inculcate codes in the PPT. There's no need to do that. Lastly, while presenting, make sure that you have a smile on your face and they should be able to see how excited and interested you are in the project. One little thing that we did while presenting our final presentation was to do it in Hindi as well as in English, because the mentors were very keen on making the project multilingual. So we thought, why not add our own flavor to it? Moving to the next slide.
So hi everyone. Now I would like to discuss a few points that we kept in mind, which also helped us to win the SIH 2020. So one of the most important team for the SIH is your team. So find a team which people with different tech stacks, with people who know web development as well as Android development. So in our case, we had people who were really good in web development and who were able to make a good website. And similarly, we also made an Android application. And so the SIH team consists of 6 members. The next thing, once you have your team, it's really important to begin early. So as soon as the problem statements are released, it's really important that you go through each and every problem statement and find the one that really inspires you and you're actually really passionate about it. Brainstorm on the ideas that you can add to the solution that you can give. The next is to write a good proposal. Dikashi in the previous slide explained that how some of the key points to keep in mind while writing the proposal and presenting. And next is to divide the features among yourselves. So it's really important that you divide all the features that you listed down for your solution and just divide it among yourself, because that would able to would increase your speed and would help you to basically do it in a really good way. The next is to learn certain version control systems like Git and GitHub that would help you in sharing your code. Moving on, Lubhani will explain you about the journey that we followed.
So, hello everyone, my name is Lubhani and I'll be walking you down through the journey and what are the various rounds and procedure in the SIH. Uh, I hope till now you all are clear about what is SIH and just to reiterate few points. First, how you get to know about the SIH thing. So SIH team will upload their problem statements on the portal, and on these problem statements, you can, depending upon the problem statements, you can form your team. Team size can be varied from maximum 6 members, and you should look into the guidelines for forming the team to be specific. Then once your team is formed, you can contact your college SPOC according to the format that was given to us in 2020. It was first time that an internal hackathon was organized. So I will call it as round one of the journey procedure. So in the internal round, the college SPOC organized a hackathon and it was an elimination round. So for each category of software and hardware, certain teams were selected. For the software category, 7 teams were selected. And for hardware category, 2 teams were selected as finals and 2 were selected as a backup option. So once you are selected for the selected and you have cleared round one, your SPOC will register you on the SIH portals and you'll get to and you're good to go then. So for the round two, what happens is your SPOC will register you on the SIH portal and you have to submit your PPT according to the guidelines that is given by the SIH team. So once you register yourself, then you have to wait for the results. So this is a very important round of elimination, and I personally feel it is the most difficult one because for each problem statement, there are around thousands of submissions. So the SIH team selects only 5 to 7 teams for each problem statement. So this is very critical round of elimination. And once you are gone through the round two, you are finally selected for the round three, which is the SIH finals. Can you shift to next slide, please? So now we'll talk about the SIH final round. So SIH final round is basically an on-site event, which is 36 hours of hackathon and 24 hours of valedictory plus result announcement, give or take. So plus you enjoy the journey at the nodal centers. So, but this was our virtual hackathon that was organized for the very first time. So now I'll talk about what are the procedures for the SIH final round. SIH final round was the event of 3 days in which 3 mentoring sessions were organized. In each mentoring session, you have to demonstrate and present what work you have already done. Plus, you have to incorporate the suggestions your mentor gave to you, and also you have to tell them what are the features and the work you're going to do in the nearby future and report them to the judges. And then we had 2 panel rounds in which we have to give the presentation of the product and what are the features that we are going to implement and how they are better and all that stuff. And in the final presentation, we had to have a pitching round in which we have to give our pitching. In our case, there was no elimination round in case of SIH finals, and all the teams were promoted to the final presentation round. Also, I've prepared some of the key points for you guys so that you can look upon it. For the presentation and all the stuff, I would highly recommend you to divide your features in a proper way and the way you are going to show them to the mentors and the judges panel. Also, you should try to incorporate as many features and suggestions that are given to you by the mentors. And also, you should pinpoint and focus that, okay, we have incorporated the features that you suggested. Also, you should always have some backup plans while you're showing your product in case some of the features are not implemented or they're not running at the time of presentation. Plus, you should also prepare some cross questions among yourself for the cross questioning round. so that you are well prepared when some of the mentors or judge panels ask you questions. Also, you should always know about the loopholes of your own product so that you are able to cover up the things that you have to do in nearby future. Plus, you should have a good presence of mind in case some mentors or the judges tries to cross question you and you don't fall into the trap. For the pitching round, some of the points that I like to mention here is you should always highlight the impact of your product in terms of end user, what is its market value, what is the influence on the stakeholders, and how beneficial it is for the user. You should always connect with your customers or user for their feedback so that you are able to know how effective your product is. You should also be concerned about how your product facilitates the existing application and how your app is more suitable than the previous one, depending upon the research you do. Finally, I would suggest your problem statement is one of the key factors that can win you through the SIH finals because at times some difficult problem statements are not being so picked up by all the people. So I guess that is why your problem statement should be very specific. Moving on to the next slide, there are various technologies that you can use while you're going through the SIH hackathon. Different Android and iOS application can be built. Various web-based product you can do and you can work upon. Various Internet of Things and applications can be run. And machine learning algorithms and deep learning algorithms can also be incorporated. Here, the thing is, the language is not the matter. You can either work in Java, Python, Kotlin. For web based, you can work on PHP, Node.js, CSS, HTML, and some of the problem statement are very specific to the machine learning, such as they'll give you data set and you have to perform some algorithms and improve their accuracy. So tech stack, you can choose very wisely what are the features that you're going to implement and then work upon it. Thank you.
So now hi, I'm Pooja and I'll take you through our solution. So we took a problem statement for people with disabilities and we wanted to empower them. So our solution was Sashakt Divyang. We have a little video for the same. So we'll show that to you right now. We understand the concerns and problems faced by our fellows with special needs and are determined to help them. Our solution is covering every aspect of development for the disabled people, be it in the field of education and information to provide them enlightenment and knowledge, health services to provide them physical and mental support, virtual reality for giving them lifetime experiences, play and learn to help in the conceptual learning, networking for interaction with like minded people, promoting equality, giving job opportunities to make them independent, and skill development to recognize their hidden talents. All this will help them in their holistic development and motivate them to establish their domination in this. Okay, so we developed both a website and an Android app. So here are mentioned some of the features that we put in our website. First is that our website was multilingual. So since we focused on development of this product for customers based in India, so we tried to inculcate Hindi, English, and various other foreign languages as well. Then, since we did it for the physically disabled people and blind people, so we kept in mind to use dual
Sorry guys, there was some network issue. We inculcated a friendly chatbot so that people with disabilities face social stigmas and their stereotypes. They can't uh, talk to people much. So this chatbot was to cater to their daily needs and to help them interact with someone. Then we had audiobooks for the blind people and screen reader, which is basically something that translates the entire website text into an audible form. Then we had a Doctor Connect feature wherein we provided a symptom checker, and the symptoms, based on the symptoms, it would predict the diseases, and then we provided the nearest doctor based on the GPS location. Then we had voice input feature for people who couldn't see. They could give their inputs by voice rather than type. We also inculcated virtual reality for people with physical disabilities. So, a few of the tips that I would like to mention here are our problem statement contains 6 sub problems. And one thing that we observed in the final presentation was that people catered to only one specific disability or something of that sort. So, just keep in mind that you pay special attention to each of the specifications mentioned in your problem statements and try to cater to a wider audience, and then try to understand who your users are, what problems would they face, and whether you are developing a product that would really cater to their problems or not. And then once you have finalized your product, try to get feedbacks from the actual users about how would they rate your app or their website. Then try to keep variety in your tech stack, because we also use IoT and sensors in this. So it gives you a little edge over other participants. And try to inculcate the changes that the mentors are suggesting. You might not be able to get the exact solutions, but just try to get some hack or something so that you try to have maximum of what they have said. So now I'd like to hand over to Pallavi to explain the features of the Android app.
Uh, yes, thank you, Pooja. So, hi everyone. In the app, we included the following features. The first was the OCR, where the people can click an image and it would just extract the text from it and read it out. The next that we made the entire app was multilingual. We also included a chat option where the logged in user could chat with each other. The next was for the disabled people, we provided various scholarship resources that are provided to them by the government and other organizations. So it was just one place for all the resources. And we also included a health feature where there was where they could, like, with the help of the flashlight of their phone, they could measure their heart rate, they could calculate the BMI. And so in the BMI, it used to give you suggestions. So if you're like overweight, it will tell you like the suggestion to reduce your weight and have a normal BMI. So this was one of the suggestions that was given to us in the mentoring session. So I would like to highlight here one point, that it's really important that you keep on asking feedbacks from your mentors, and they'll give you some really great ideas which you could incorporate, and try to incorporate as much as you can. Definitely, it's not necessary that you can incorporate all the features, but try to do the most you can. We also included like one job portal where the people, the logged in users, they could look for various jobs that are specifically for disabled peoples with different disabilities. And lastly, we included the themes feature, which there were like different themes, the different colors, because for people with different disabilities like color blindness, and the text size used to increase. Yeah, so these were the features that we included in the Android app. So now we'll open the room for any question and answers.
Hi Dee, I'm Soumya. Dee, I want to know, like you have mentioned so many features, so what tech stack you use to implement all of them?
So for the
For web,
website, we used Node.js, and for the front end, it's HTML, CSS, JavaScript. We also used Flask and Python, and we integrated ML approaches for symptom predictions and GPS monitoring, and then we integrated IoT as well. And we had Android app, so Pallavi can better elaborate on that.
Yeah. So the Android app was completely in Java.
Okay, so can you please suggest some of the resources, we get resources for different domains, like for we get different for Node.js, we get different for Django, but you implemented all of them, including IoT, in one product. So, what all resources did you like check for them?
So actually, IoT feature was individual itself. It was not as such incorporated into the website. And talking about Django and Node.js, so we actually did it on Node.js itself. And if you want to combine the combine things like a proper website, so there are some very good tutorials available on Udemy and other course sites, so you can refer to that. Anyone else would like to answer that question?
For Android, you can really find good resources on Udacity. So there's Android Basics and Android Advanced Nano Degree. There are a lot of resources on Udemy as well.
Okay, thank you. That answers my question.
There's a question by Nikita. So she's asking, how much did you prepare before the 36 hours hackathon?
So we started to begin like in December. We had problem statements. So in December only, we started thinking about the problem statement, and then for the internal hackathon, we had some features to show it to the judges. So we had various features before even the internal hackathon implemented. So in the 36 hours, we added the suggestions given by the mentors, and some of the things were left before the hackathon, which we added to that. So most of the solution was implemented before that only. 36 hours, we added some features told by the mentors.
For the website part, I would like to add on. Before 36 hours, we had, as you can see, we had a lot of features. So what we did, we tried to divide the features according to different deficiency and different problems that were faced by people. So we tried to divide the website according to like visually impaired people and physically handicapped people and so on. So I guess it was quite a work and it was worth it.
Okay, can you please brief us about what the advantages you got by winning this hackathon? What all were the perks?
So one of the perks is you get an experience of a project working, which gives you an edge over on your resume while applying for, if you apply for some job or other, that gives a great impression to the interviewers that you participated in SIH, and you also worked on a project which adds to your the projects. It's an experience also, so you learn many things from your project which helps you in future.
Moreover, the industry also comes forwards and helps you that if you want to continue with the project you're already working on, the winners get an opportunity to continue their project work and deploy it in the industry. And also there's the prize money as well that you get for winning the Smart India Hackathon.
Also, like if you go on your product, so some of the students are able to get a patent on their products, and they are able to send their products or features, some of the features, to the industry. This year we had a great opportunity that we came through the SIH team, that some of the best team some of the best SIH winners will get an opportunity to represent India on an international level, where all the SIH winners will participate in the international hackathon in Asia Pacific region, I guess. So that is one of the advantages that you can get also.
Also, like I would like to add one thing that definitely you get to learn a lot of things. And this year there was also one of the hiring drive that was conducted by the Persistence System just for the SIH winners.
Yeah, one last question from my side. I wanted to know, do the mentors judge you based on the things that you have made beforehand, before the hackathon? Do they judge you on basis of that? Like, is it a negative point of having a half build beforehand only?
So what we had done was we had almost our all the features that we had in mind already implemented. So when we were there, what we did was we partitioned it in some points that we knew that there are upcoming 3 rounds that we had to present our solution with. So we thought that we'll present some features in the round 1, some features that we left for the round 2, and some features for the round 3. And in between, they also gave us their suggestions and advice that how can we improve upon our project. We also implemented that. So they don't usually what they for them what matters is what you do in the 36 hours. That is for the first outer judgment. They won't know that if you have prepared it well beforehand or you did it in the 36 hours or the time frame that you got before the round 1. So it matters what you present for each round, and it doesn't matter if you had done it previously or you are doing in those 36 hours.
Because for the internal hackathon also, we had to prepare some features. So, like, it doesn't matter if you prepare in 36 hours because you also know that it won't be possible in the 36 hours only to build the entire project. So they also know that we can have some features before also. And basically, you divide the features in the 3 rounds. It's not a good way to show all the features in the first round only.
Basically, the one thing that also really matters is that they'll tell you a lot of things to add on and improve to the existing solution. For example, in case of the Android application, we they told us to implement about the multilingual feature, the themes feature. So they only suggested us as well as one of the temperature sensor features, which we did in that 36 hours. So these things also matter that if you're able to incorporate all those changes that they suggest.
Also, I would like to add that yeah, they provided us a GitHub repository as well. Like we need to connect and collaborate them, and they were checking that criteria as well. Like we are updating and how frequently we are updating our GitHub, and they were checking on that as well. So they took the record of that as well of all the teams that how frequently they are updating or they're changing or they have uploaded the entire code in one go and all. So that was also a matter.
Yeah, thank you. That was really helpful.
Guys, you can also have and ask all the questions that you guys have. I request you all 31 people to please, if it's possible, please fill this feedback form, because only then you'll be getting the resources, the recordings, as well as the certificate from ACM, right? Do we have a question from Nikita that, if possible, can you show us your website or app, or can we find it somewhere? So they're asking for if it's possible to show them your prototype, etc. stuff.
So, hi Nikita. Actually, we are not yet graduated. So, some of us might need that code and website to be hidden for some internal reason and college reasons. So, I guess we had shown you a slide video of what we have actually did, and there are some changes that we incorporated during the hackathon. So I guess later on we can share you with the code and the website prototype.
So do we have any other doubts? So I think that was a great session. You guys must have got great insights about how to, proceed with SIH. And okay, so we have a doubt. So how to find hackathons to participate in? Could our seniors please clear this?
Like they are posted on LinkedIn. You can regularly check the like the hackathons which are like yearly based one. You can check the updates on LinkedIn, Facebook, etc.
Uh,
There's this initiative that is known as UAECIT, that is by IGDTU students. So there they keep on regularly posting the upcoming hackathons. So that will also help if you go and look at it once.
Uh, Also, there's platform called DevFolio, so you can sign up there, I guess. So they will give you, I guess, about the hackathons in like throughout the country. They update about them.
Hacker Earth also hosts some of the amazing hackathons, and like some of the famous Amagdots hackathon are also very famous. So you can get to know about hackathons from that sites as well.
So do we have any other more questions, or should we like conclude the session? So great. So this brings us to the end of this wonderful session. And definitely, you guys have got a lot of insight about how to participate in SIH, the perks of participating, how your resume will shine, and a proper guidance, a roadmap for you guys. So I would like to thank all my seniors for taking out their precious time and actually coming to guide you guys for SIH 2021. So with this, I would like to conclude and wish you guys great luck for SIH 2021.
Thank you all.
Thanks a lot, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.